the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
We are for Nsem-Pii TV so. The National Council of the National Democratic Congress for Kushiai and an Omoma district level elections report. A patch say district level elections of course we members are modom NDC are omukojina for district level elections. One am no di bim and one am no di njo. And no na eco PM say in a certain constituency over 18 NDC for now mujina so omoko assembly members position. I was our constituency so na di njo FPP for one fa sa elections. We be ready say we the strong of the new patriotic party in the Ashanti region where assembly can the Ashanti region in the eastern region eco PM Effutu constituency in the central Winnipeg region. Na omonti asedi tin kwa na ekoso Winnipeg central region. Central region is supposed to be NDC. Ekoso sa havoki to members of the National Democratic Congress at the district level elections. Chairman of the National Democratic Congress say electoral areas need member of Parliament for Effutu constituency, Honorable Afenyo Markin, orchestrated serious meetings and on the board for GDC Omukwakoto Abama NDC for and Omudicho. Mumbe explaining the Intiamunamudi NDC for Nidincho as chairman of the National Democratic Congress and no Nukujina press conference in a kind for all the 18 electoral areas. The member of Parliament for Effutu constituency organizing meetings. Emma won control about Ama NDC for into electoral balance. That's it. The electoral balance in quantity will cause total wipeout of all NDC aspirants. And then a member of Parliament for Effutu constituency, Honorable Afenyo Markin say, "Omonim your motel because by elections, of course, we Effutu now. Omonti say because on all started as an assembly member." For 2 terms or call one for 8 years as an assembly member, no chance in politics and say we Effutu constituency. Obiye and almost to Abama and obey a presiding member of the assembly, and son of Abayas a member of Parliament, and what rising Abedru deputy majority leader in Parliament. Go for Baby Casse, Honorable Chamberlain's Abons, a free Parliament, 9 phone baby free Parliament. It's highly likely. So Honorable Afenyo Markin will still be part of SAR leadership, if not the majority leader in Parliament. Now, then somebody to Ghana say, all through the years I was go through the ranks in Effutu constituency in Winnipeg, I won't believe in politics of development. And that's we are them, we are Kobu, we cry macho men, we cry second, we cry do or that, we cry we or die that, we cry do or that. No more share. Do almost share, they say, would improve by Effutu na for many Effutu constituency. Oko bibiana each and every time the mark of development at the PMO Effutu constituency from the touch of Honorable Afenyo Markin to send a message. Akoma Honorable Chairman Asiedu Nketia said Omompe report Papa Mfambra di entia omunkrofo ni na di ncho ewo Effutu constituency no njai sa false allegations or the children say or no organizing microphone ebo won mukwakoto aba ama the National Democratic Congress anything no muyere omudi njoye ko tie Honorable Afenyo Markin Nsem-Pii or the children to chairman Asiedu Nketia yeah near the osanso de your Parliament enso asoso over the years since obey deputy majority leader in the HSA Honorable Afenyo Markin or a strong member of Parliament or dom the new patriotic party each and every time we're proving the worth the National Assembly Yankoni Equity Honorable Afenyo Markin on how orchestrated the total victory of 18 assembly members on the new patriotic party Effutu constituency.
In the voting, and all of us made frantic calls to the EC and engaged the EC to get the process to start. We were told that the ballot papers had delayed in Accra, And as a result, they were making effort to bring the ballot papers. When the ballot papers were brought, the NDC activists in the area started pushing tables and telling people that they were not going to allow any voting. The police was called in. We called the police to come in. And when the police came, they left the place. All the infractions were caused by their own people. So if the candidate that they paraded have lost, and indeed, it's a fact that all the MPP candidates won. All the 18 electoral areas we won. And they had 0. And I want to tell Mr. Asedu Nketia and his party folks that in Effutu, I do my politics on the strength of development. I don't do politics of violence. I don't attack anybody. I don't insult. I believe in an open discourse of ideas. And that has been the reason why I remain the MP. There is transformation in Effutu under my leadership. And that is something that nobody can dispute it. So I will not allow Mr. Asedu Nketia and other NDC activists who have lost the political plot, who do not know how to manage my success in Effutu, to brand me. I will not allow that. I am not into electoral violence. I don't believe in it. I've always won and won clean. I started my political career as an assemblyman, served for 8 years, served as presiding member for 4 years before getting into the National Assembly. So I didn't just get up to get here. My work in Effutu is known to all, and their own people know. So if they come to them in Accra, and if they've been prevented from unleashing violence on others, and they rather want to cry victim and cry foul, they should investigate them properly, because these are credibility issues. If you are a national chairman and you allow a PC or a party executive to mislead you into making a public statement, you take responsibility and your own credibility will be on the line. I conclude by demanding an unqualified apology from Mr. Asedu Nketia for the lies he said about me, for all the negative words he used to describe my person. I demand an unqualified apology from him. These assembly elections are non-partisan, but practically, party activists participate. And I will tell you the truth, that we in the MPP campaign for our party members who had filed. Okay? And they also campaign for their party members who filed. And I can tell you for a fact that all the 18 elected assembly members are dyed in the wool NPP activists. They are party people. It's a matter of fact. I will not deny that. No. And if they've lost, they should find good reasons for their headquarters. They should not come and lie to headquarters that, you know, the MP did this and did that.
Why are you giving?
If they want to start their own agenda of creating tension in the country, they should say so. But for Honorable Asedu Nketia, I will not call him dishonorable. I would show him respect. And I believe that he's been in politics long enough to verify things for himself before he put things out. In the least, he could have contacted me. And I find it very disappointing that Mr. Asedu Nketia, for all these years in politics, he will rely on misinformation to mount a political platform to attack me. He's an elderly person, so I would be measured in my choice of words. But simply put, whatever information he has is untruth. They are false, if there should be anybody in Winneba to cry foul, it should be me. Maybe he's not aware, but I would take time to let him know how I've suffered in Effutu. In 2012, 2 weeks election, I was pushed into a gutter by a known NDC executive. He's still in Winneba, Abe Kunyako. He and his nephew. We reported to the police. The police did not take action. The records are still there. MPP came into office in 2017. I let the sleeping dogs lie. I did not activate the case. I said, it's okay. I managed to forgive. That was me. The same NDC people, 2012, brought in tax from Kaswa.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to add my voice to this debate. Mr. Speaker, in this debate, the issue is whether or not this government initiative as compared to our friends who spent 8 years in office to bring them. That's the reality. Mr. Speaker, an impression has been taken that the situation is worse. And again, we have been told that it is worse. But Mr. Speaker, by way of introduction, it is important. Yes. Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I've heard you say this Western. The 2O and SE Mr. Speaker, by way of introduction, it is important to point out that in 2015, the NDC went to the IMF for policy flexibility. Mr. Speaker, the essence of that move was to achieve the following. 1, restore debt sustainability, restore macroeconomic stability, return the country to a high growth, create jobs, and to stop social spending. Mr. Speaker, when they went to the IMF, the then IMF boss was clear to the government of NDC that it was as a result of their reckless spending of the oil revenue that had resulted in them running to them. They did not distribute. Mr. Speaker, today, this is a government initiative. Clearly, Mr. Speaker, if you come to deficit, our friends have chosen to disagree when it suits them. The report that is before us, they've chosen to disagree with every fact. Then when it suits them, they go, they now agree. Mr. Speaker, I will be consistent. And on the matter of consistency, these are my points. 1, in 2016, deficit was 6.5%. In 2018, deficit reduced 60 to 3.9%. By the way, Mr. Speaker, for the purpose of education, what I call a deficit, I know students are here, and I will go to educate colleagues who may be using deficit, and perhaps because of the standard, they may not understand what deficit is. What deficit is, Mr. Speaker, you look at your revenue and expenditure. Your excess expenditure of your revenue is what you call deficit. So, Mr. Speaker, in comparative terms, this government has been more reasonable, has been more prudent, has been more cautious in terms of its expenditure, in spite of the implementation of the free SHF, which is benefiting every Ghanaian. In spite of the free SHF, which you said the government could not implement we don't have the funds to do that. Because we don't have the needed resources. But this government has done so. In spite of all of this, it has managed to bring down deficit to 3.9%. Mr. Speaker, if you go further, you ask yourself, is our debt stock increasing? My colleague Effutu, whom I so much respect, was quick to protect himself by saying that in this debate, he's not interested in nominal figures. But seriously, would you say the same thing on radio? You come to this house to say you are not interested in nominal figures. So who are you deceiving? Your colleague says that some people are deceiving the people of Ghana. But you are here. You know that in economics you deal with raw figures. So if you come to the house of debate where facts are relied upon, you are now ready to speak the truth. But when you meet your party people, you get to the radio, you want to confuse people, now you come and say you are not interested in nominal figures. Like seriously, that is your point of debate? Mr. Speaker, this is what Effutu said. And I'm quoting him. You say you are not interested in nominal figures. That is mischief. That is not sincerity in debate. Admit it. Because the facts speak. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that the desktop and the NDC is growing at a lower pace. Hold on. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My very good friend, Honorable Speaker, I started by making reference to the money. I said, for the purposes of today's debate, I'm not dwelling on the money. But the Speaker, what I said is that I want to prove that Ghana is not increasing for us to pay our public debt. Even though our nominal numbers actually stand at 173. So that was the argument I put in perspective. I never said that I'm not interested in the nominal numbers. I said these are nominal numbers. I'm more interested in whether we can repay our debt or not pay. And I'm going to present it to the whole analysis and made a point. That was my your point was funny delegation. So, Mr. Speaker, the point is that we are elected to get here to speak the truth and rely on facts by dealing with real numbers. But he gets on radio. I'm only advising him that my respected colleague if you get out there, deal with the real figures for consistency's sake. Mr. Speaker, I am not an economist. But the basic facts are educated enough and I can speak to them because they are in the report. Mr. Speaker, let's look at page 12 of the report. Mr. Speaker, if you look at point 2, this is what point 1, Mr. Speaker, I shall read. According to the IMF, Ghana's return to the international debt capital market earlier in May 2018 proved very popular with international institutional investors, allowing Ghana to print $2 billion toward 10-year and 30-year amortizing bond, which was the country's largest transaction at the time. So, Speaker, I am happy my colleagues paid attention when I was speaking. I'm happy. Mr. Speaker, clearly, for the first time, we were able to issue bonds beyond 10 years. That should tell us whether or not in their 8 years in office, they were able to achieve such level of credibility, such that investors will have confidence in an instrument being issued for our 30 years. Were you able to achieve that? And you want to say that we are in a state of hopelessness and there's no future? Come on. Some debates can shoot partisan political ink, stick to the fact and be patriotic. Mr. Speaker, again, if you come to point 2,